Astros take on the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, I was just thinking, we haven't seen these guys in a while. It's kind of nice to have both teams playing well, have that in-state rivalry going. It should be fun.
Well, if we go all the way back to 20 games ago, the Astros were trying to figure out where they were. They were hanging around 5 to 12 games under.
Everyone.
They lost that first game to Chicago.
Stream.
They were 10 games back, just like the Texas Rangers. Since then, things have flipped for Houston, but not necessarily for the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, the Texas Rangers have come on strong of late, but you can see the Astros have been doing the most damage, having one of the best records in baseball, getting themselves within 2 of the Seattle Mariners. And I think that's what's interesting about this series is the Astros have a chance to push the Rangers down further, if not try and catch the Seattle Mariners. And that's what's wild about this Western Division. Nobody's run away with this division, so those top 3 teams still feel like they have a chance at it.
Yeah, we were saying at the time, if the Astros are 5 to 12 under at the All-Star break, it might be tough for Dana Brown to consider being buyers instead of sellers. And now that's kind of what the Texas Rangers are dealing with the Astros trying to keep their home streak alive.
Yeah, they want to keep winning at home. They've created that momentum and earned the opportunity to have this win streak continue. And I think it's kind of interesting after kind of playing a subpar team in the Miami Marlins, they bring in a team like the Texas Rangers who are playing well, but there's all of that stuff that's kind of on the periphery that's kind of stewing in the background a little bit. See if any of that comes to the surface, but it should inspire these guys to play hard for 3 games and then enjoy that All-Star break.
It will be Hunter Brown on the mound for the Astros against the lefty Andrew Heaney. When we come back, we'll talk about a couple of guys who've been red hot since Kyle Tucker's been out as the battle for the Silver Boot, the Lone Star Series, continues here tonight.
I've always wondered why I don't like the Saints. Even though the Oilers don't exist anymore, there is a Texans team now, and I do wish them
Brett
the best.
Rooker joining the show in studio. We're going to talk hitting.
What are you thinking right here? That's 95 at the very top, and I at least foul it off. So I know I can cover it. If I make that same move and have that same mindset, I can cover the fastball at the top. But if I can cover that fastball at the top and at least foul it off with 2 strikes, then I know I'm on the rest of the pitch. I know I've got time to adjust. We get a side view, one of the side views back up, and I think he's going to work here.
I know, he's definitely ready. Here he comes. He's ready, man.
I'm in Japan, okay, so I'm originally from Louisiana.
And a polar bear.
Texas for a while.
He sends one deep to right field. Ranging back is Nootbaar at the wall.
I moved to China first, and I worked
History
for 7
for Pete
years, and during that time I
Alonso.
spent a lot of time.
Home run number
Eventually I
200.
moved to
Just the
Japan,
4th man
and
all
I've
time to
been
hit the
now
mark.
since before the pandemic.
And he slashes the
I
Cardinal
studied
lead in
Japanese
half.
here locally.
200 home runs.
So I'm studying Japanese at language school, and unfortunately I've been given a cancer for the past couple of years, and I'm looking for other things to do from home to make money, and every time I try to watch an Astros game online, it's just so hard to do here in Japan. It seems like there's just no way to do it because my income is really can't afford to pay really high fees to stream the games for myself just to watch. But I decided that since nobody is live streaming the Astros games in English, I decided to start doing that myself. And we'll see how it goes. I hope the channel does well, and I hope that you enjoy it. This game will be starting, it's scheduled to start in about 5 or 6 minutes. But basically, what I've been able to do is, right now I've got the game going on. I can hear it in my headphones. I've got it on MLB TV. It's not a particularly cheap. It's not a particularly cheap package to pay for each month. But what I'm hoping is that the amount of subscribers that I get, and later on when I get over 1,000 subscribers and a lot of watch hours, and I start actually getting some monetization going, I hope that can offset this, and ideally
On Space City Home Network is presented by Budweiser Zero. You can't drive drunk if you don't drive there. A reminder from your friends at Silver Eagle Distributors Houston. By Steve Lee. Car or truck accident? Call attorney Steve Lee at 713-CALL-LEE. And by Chick-fil-A Houston, helping to fight hunger when the Astros load the bases. Since the injury to Kyle Tucker, it's been Wide Square that's been picking up the pace.
I'm glad you said Wide Square because Killer Wise doesn't have the same effect, but these guys have been getting after it. Both of them hovering right around that 345 mark, 344 total combined.
Right now,
but they have been doing a great job in that 3-4 spot. Joe Espada wondering who was going to be able to protect Jordan without Kyle Tucker in that lineup. And it has been Yainer Diaz, a young hitter, learning how to hit behind. A big power hitter superstar has done a fantastic job spraying that ball around, racking up hits and RBIs.
344 combined between those two in the last month and a half. Big game Hunter. Hunter Brown on the mound today for the Houston Astros. With more on Hunter, we'll check in with Julian Morales right around the corner.
Just so you know, my favorite player is Jose Altuve. So I'm very happy to see Altuve doing so well this year. His batting average is still over 300. And
my name is Dakota Jordan from Camp, Mississippi. I play for Mississippi State.
He always seems to come
favorite
through
baseball
right
player
when I
growing up
personally
is
really
definitely Bo
need
Jackson.
big
My favorite players to watch right now, Mookie Betts
I've got this on my phone right
and
now
Tom
just
and
to
Jerry.
check
Whenever I
audio,
hit my
everything
first
is
inside the
right?
park
So
when I was
give me
7,
one
it's a
second.
kid's game and just really going out there and having fun. Going to all the travel ball games with her. I'll do whatever it takes to make her happy.
Ah, okay. Now I see what's happening. It seems that the audio for the game is coming through my microphone for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but I'm going to go into the studio here. This is my first time live streaming an Astros baseball game, and I did a little bit of research to try to find out which live streaming software and what kind of setup I could use to make it easiest for you guys, but it hasn't been an easy thing to figure out. There is a software that I'm using. It's called Prism Live Studio, and basically you can create it's a little hard to explain, but it's kind of like if you're familiar with Photoshop or even a video editor, you can layer in things. You can put pictures and video and different things in one frame, and then you can send that to the live feed that goes out to your audience. But basically, sometimes the audio gets brought in from outside browsers. Let me see if this is pictures and video and different things. Okay, so I muted the game in the browser in the MLB TV because that's copyrighted. I can't use that. But I'm trying to find a way to keep it visible, but so that I can hear it without it coming through to you. I would love to share it with you, but the problem is that even the audio would get copyrighted, so I can't play that. However, they're showing Hunter Brown's stats. The first 9 games of the season, 7.71 ERA. Last 9 games, 2.29. And in those first 9 games, that's 37.1 innings. And with the lower ERA in the last 9 games, it's 55 innings. A huge improvement for Hunter Brown. And he's 5-2 in the last 9 games, but in the first games of the season, he was 1-4. His record right now overall is 6-6 with an ERA of 4.48. His WHIP is 1.39. He's got 18 games with 17 starts, 100 strikeouts, and 66 walks. If I read that correctly, I believe. First batter today is Marcus Semien. Corey Seager is on deck, and Josh Smith is in the hole. Semien, I'm sure some of you will be familiar with some of these players for a couple of different reasons. Some of them are quite good players, and others are just very familiar because we've had to face them. And I say we, I mean the Astros and the Astros fans. We had to face them many times, but they're getting ready for the opening pitch. Brown's on the mound. He's looking for the sign right now. Simeon's settled in. Here comes the first pitch of the game. Oh, and it looks like it's a 93 mile per hour pitch. Looked like a sinker to me, right down the middle. Simeon foul tips, swings and fouls it off. So strike one. Here comes the the second pitch here. Brown is going into his wind-up. High and inside, 97 miles an hour, and that will be ball 1. This season, Simeon's doing better against left-handed pitchers. He's got a pretty low batting average against right-handed pitchers, so this should bode well for Brown. Oh, high strike, right in the top of the zone. Simeon just watches it buzz by at 96 miles an hour. That's strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on Simeon. Brown gets the signal and goes into the 1-2 count pitch. Another high strike right in the top of the zone, but Simeon fouls it off to stay alive. That one could have gone either way. It was a little high, so if he had let it go, it could have been called, but it was a little out of the zone. It looks like Minute Maid Park is pretty packed tonight. Little bit of a sweeper, it looks like, to the outside. It went a little too far out. Simeon didn't bite. It's going to be 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brown backs off the mound for a second. He looks a little sweaty. I'm pretty sure it's hot and humid down in Houston, even if they've got the climate-controlled area. Next pitch, way inside, 97 miles per hour. Check swing by Simeon, and they say he didn't go. So that would be a full count. First batter of the day pushes Hunter Brown to a full count. Oh, he definitely swung on that. They showed the replay, and he definitely went around, but they called him safe on it. Well, that was crazy. Hunter Brown put one right down the middle. Simeon hit it off the second base bag. He lined it off the second base bag, and it bounced into left center field. So he has himself a base hit. Yeah. At first, Pena didn't hurry out there to get it, and then he had to hurry and run out there to keep Simeon from going to second. That was kind of lazy, a little lack of awareness there, but they did manage to hold him on first base. So next batter is Seager, left-handed batter, and first pitch to him is a little high and outside, 88 miles an hour. This season, 269 average for Seager, 17 home runs, 45 RBIs. He's got 8 RBIs this month so far. And that one is a strike, buzzes right in there on the outside corner at 96 miles an hour. Hunter is putting a lot of heat on the ball right now. 1 ball, 1 strike to Seager. Hunter Brown brings the next pitch. That one's a little high and outside. That's going to be ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Seager. Okay, Hunter Brown gets the signal for the next pitch. Here it comes. Low and on the outside corner, but Seager manages to foul it off into the stands. 89 miles per hour. Looked like a mild sinker to me. All right, here's the next pitch. That one was also on the outside corner, but it was a little too far out of the zone. However, Seager went around and missed completely. Whiff. The first K of the day for Hunter Brown. That's 1 out. So Simeon is still on first base. 1 out. Buzzed it by him around 96 miles an hour. All right, that brings up Smith. First pitch, again on the outside corner. He's also a left-handed batter. Ball 1. His average this season so far is pretty good, 295. 8 home runs, 36 RBIs. Here comes the second pitch to Smith. Oh, nice. That one's low inside, but right in the bottom left part of the zone. So strike 1, looking on Smith. Brown checks first. Oh, he fires over at first. That's low and in the dirt. Simeon gets back easily. Smith sits back up. Brown comes set. Here comes the pitch. Again on the outside corner, but just too far out. That looked exactly like the one that Seager went around on and missed for the strikeout, but Smith wasn't having it. He let it go, so that's ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 balls and 1 strike on Josh Smith. Here's the pitch. High in the top of the zone, and he fouls it off behind the screen there, behind the plate. It looks like they've got Dubon, Myers, and McCormick in the outfield left to right. Of course, Bregman, Pena, Altuve, and Singleton on the infield. Diaz is going to be behind the plate today. So my guess is that they've got Alvarez DHing. I didn't see the lineup, but that's just my guess. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Oh, okay. There's another check swing, this time by Smith. And the ball was in the dirt. They say he was safe again. So we've got another full count. 2 back-to-back. Oh, I'm sorry. 2 full counts for Hunter Brown so far this inning. He's up to 17 pitches. He comes set. And the full count delivery. Low and in the zone. And Simeon goes for second. He's got it easily. But what was the call on that pitch? Oh, they called it a ball. It was low and in the zone. Looked like it could have been a strike, but they let it go. So it's a ball. There's something going on with the comms right now. Diaz walked out and he was pointing to the dugout, but it looks like they got it worked out. So Smith walks. Simeon stealing on that pitch didn't matter. So we got runners on first and second. Simeon on second, Smith on first, and Wyatt Langford is now up to bat. First pitch to him, 96 miles per hour, way inside and low for ball 1. So with 1 out here in the first inning, Brown's already got himself in kind of a pickle with 2 runners on. If we get lucky here, we can get a ground ball for a double play. Now, he tosses that one straight in the middle. 96 miles per hour for a strike. Wyatt is batting 266 for the season. Okay, Hunter comes set, takes a look. Here comes the pitch. Another low and inside at 96 miles per hour. That's going to be another ball. So far, Langford doesn't appear to be very anxious to swing the bat. Here comes the next pitch, right down the middle, but right at Bregman. It's a line drive, and he just snags it. But the runners were playing very close to the bag, so no opportunity for a double play there. However, that is 2 outs on an excellent catch by Bregman. Wow. Bregman never ceases to amaze me on his defense. I know that he's very up and down with his batting, but he's typically always solid on his defense. Adolis Garcia's up, who's not had a good season actually. He does have 17 homers, but he pops one out to right field, and McCormick comes in, is able to dive and catch it for the 3rd out. So that will end the inning. That's excellent. So the Astros get out of that. Hunter Brown is able to take a breather after that stressful first inning. He was squatted way down looking to see if that ball was going to be caught, and luckily McCormick was able to get there in time and make the catch. But what I was saying is that I realized, I heard them talking about Garcia the other day, and let me click on his information here. Yeah, for the season, he's only batting 215. His batting average is only 215. That's absolutely terrible. It reminds me of Jose Abreu and how his batting average is so terrible. But Garcia does have 17 home runs, so he's contributing something. But it's amazing that they have him in the 5th batting spot with such a terrible batting average. But for the Astros, of course, coming up in just a moment right after the break, Altuve is going to be leading it off, followed by Alex Bregman, and then Yordan Alvarez in the DH spot, batting 3rd. They've got Yainer Diaz right behind him at fourth. At fifth is Pena, Jeremy Pena. And sixth is, excuse me, is Myers. Seventh is Singleton. Dubon comes in at eighth, and batting ninth today is McCormick, who just made the really awesome catch out in shallow right field. I like how it says the information about the wind in Minute Maid Park. 0, none. 0 miles per hour, none. Really? I can't imagine why. All right. So who's on the mound today for the Rangers? Andrew Heaney. And his first pitch to Altuve is a strike. Surprisingly, Altuve doesn't swing. He just lets it go. So no balls, 1 strike. Oh, Altuve tries to lay down a quick bunt, but the pitch was low and inside. He misses it. So real quickly, Altuve is right out to no balls, 2 strikes. This season he's batting .306 so far, 13 home runs. Here's the third pitch. That one is way inside and off the dirt. Luckily, Altuve is not interested in such a terrible pitch. You know how he is. He likes to swing at so many different pitches. But this one was just incredibly bad, so it's a good thing he didn't go around. Here's the next pitch. As soon as I say that, there's another pitch that's almost identical to the last pitch. The only difference is it didn't bounce in the dirt before it got to the catcher. But it was an absolutely terrible pitch, and Jose went around and completely missed it. So, a terrible first at bat for Altuve. Bregman is up. Heaney seems to be moving pretty quickly through his pitches, much quicker than Brown was moving. The first pitch is high and outside, though. Bregman, a more patient hitter generally than Altuve. Second pitch coming in, and right basically down the middle, just to the left of center. A good pitch, 92 miles per hour. He takes it. 1 ball, 1 strike, and Heaney comes set, and here is the third pitch, the 1-1 pitch. Inside, that one, yeah, Bregman wasn't too happy about that. He shook his head. It was a little inside. It was out of the zone, but apparently it was close enough for the home plate umpire. So 1 ball, 2 strikes is the next pitch. Low and outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Heaney comes set. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. That was the same exact pitch that got Altuve low and inside, way out of the zone. But Bregman wasn't interested, so he laid off. We got a full count. Here comes the full count pitch. Oh, that one was a little low. It barely caught the bottom of the zone, and Bregman thought he had a walk. But the umpire called it. Not surprised. They're showing Alvarez's stats versus Heaney. He's 8 for 18 with a .667 slugging percentage and a .583 on-base percentage. Alvarez comes into the batter's box and is now ready to go. Heaney winds up for his first pitch, and here it comes. Curve on the outside. Ball. I'm kind of surprised that the ump didn't call that a strike, considering how he seems to like that outside pitch. 1 ball, 0 strikes. And this one is high. Fastball up and high, only 92 miles an hour, but much too high to be swinging at. Alvarez lays off. 2 balls, no strikes. And he comes with the third pitch. Low and outside. Seems like he doesn't really want to pitch too much to Alvarez as he did to Bregman. 3 balls, no strikes to Alvarez. Here comes the fourth pitch. Way inside. Well, yeah, they call it a ball. He walked him. Alvarez gets on with 2 outs. That will bring up Yainer Diaz. Diaz for the season is batting .286 with the 727 OPS. Whenever Diaz isn't actively catching in the game, he's typically been in the DH position, and Alvarez plays left field. Today he's catching, so he's got a regular spot. Here comes the first pitch to him, way high and outside. That will be 5 balls in a row that Heaney has thrown. Heaney comes set, looks over at Alvarez. Here comes the pitch. That one was on the outside corner, but Yiner got a piece of it and fouled it off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Heaney gets the sign, looks over at Alvarez again. Looks back over at the plate and delivers a pitch way high. Yiner lays off. 2 balls, 1 strike. Not sure if Heaney's just having some control issues here or if he's a little leery of certain hitters. Hard to say. He comes set, and here's the 2-1 delivery. High in the zone, but clearly a strike. He pops it up to second base, and that's taken care of, no problem, for the 3rd out. So the first inning comes to an end without too much drama. But the Astros and the Rangers tied at 0, and the Rangers having the only hit so far of the game. I'm going to go check my live stream again just to see. How it's going. Right now, I haven't been able to respond to any chat. I'm going to go check my... Mute that. Okay. All right. Astros, I'm sorry. Just looking at some stats here. It's pretty cool that I can see the stats. I wish I could share just the stat portion of the screen with you in the MLB TV area, but for some reason it will only show the whole screen, and I can't do that because it has the game in it. But since 2023, it says that the Astros have won 13 times and lost 7 times. In their wins, 311 average, and their losses, 188 batting average. 30 home runs in their wins and only 8 in their losses. Big difference in those. But the Astros do lead the Lone Star Series with the Rangers by 6 games, 13-7. So that's good. Hopefully they can increase that some more. I would love nothing more than a sweep of the Rangers right now. But anyway, right now we've got Brown facing Nathaniel Lowe. Lowe is the first baseman for the Rangers. He's batting .270. Very first pitch he takes outside for a ball. Hunter gets set, goes into his windup with the second pitch. And that one is right down the middle, high in the zone, but strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike against Lowe. And here comes the third pitch. Really low and inside. No chance for that one, and Lowe wasn't biting. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Brown is up to 26 pitches now already. Pretty high considering it's just the start of the second inning. Brown takes his time, comes in with the pitch. High in the zone again, but Lowe swings at it this time, fouls it up. Bregman goes over. Oh, he's able to make the catch. Once again, Bregman comes in with an awesome catch. But this one was in the dugout, in the Rangers' dugout, and Bregman was able to just reach his glove over and catch it. They're showing the replay now. Wow, he actually ran over, took his eye off the ball to see where the dugout was, and the back up of the ball, and just timed his stop and the catch perfectly. That was very professional. Very well done. Jonah Heim is the next batter, and he's about to get the first pitch from Brown. 97 on the inside, and he fouls it away for strike one. It would be really great if Brown can get through this inning much faster with fewer pitches. He needs to take a little bit of a break and keep his pitch count down. But he's up to 28 now. He's got the call. Here comes the second pitch. A little on the outside corner, 99 miles an hour. Bringing the heat. The ump didn't like that one. He called it against the Astros, but he didn't call it against Heim. Jonah Heim is batting now. Here comes the 1-1 pitch against Heim. A little inside, once again, just barely out of the zone at 97 miles an hour, but the ump doesn't like that one either. So for some reason, the ump is calling those close outside or inside pitches on the Astros, but not on the Rangers. So now it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That one's high and outside, clearly out of the zone. Now the Hunter Brown is behind in the count. 3 balls and 1 strike. Heim gets ready. Brown's got the call. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Way in the dirt. 97 miles per hour. And he walks him. 4 balls, 1 strike. So we're going to have a runner on first again with 1 out, like we did in the first inning. Next batter is, I don't know how to say his name, Leody Taveras. I know Taveras, I recognize his name. I'm familiar with him, but I've never paid attention to how to pronounce his first name. Here comes the first pitch to him. It's a little high and outside. It really did get on the top right corner of the zone, but the ump didn't like it, of course, so ball 1. Brown comes set, takes a glance over at first. Here comes the pitch, right down the middle, 89 miles per hour, strike 1. Taveras takes it all the way. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Brown up to 34 pitches. By the way, Taveras batting .236. Brown winds up. Here comes the pitch. And that's low in the zone. Grounded Altuve over to Pena. Pena to first. Got him. Double play. That's the double play that they needed in the first inning. Luckily, they came out of it without having any issues or giving up any runs. But on this double play, it looks like the Rangers might be wanting to challenge. No? Okay, that was strange. I think that the Rangers were double checking to just see before they did a challenge if the runner beat that out at first. But Taveras apparently did not get there in time, so they did not challenge the play. So inning is over. Excellent. So an Altuve to Pena to Singleton double play ends the inning. Excellent. That's what I like to see. I don't have my Astros shirt today, so I just grabbed my orange t-shirt. And for those of you who weren't here at the very beginning of the stream, I can tell you just a quick couple of things. I'm actually streaming this game. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I drank my coffee and it went down the wrong pipe. I'm actually streaming this game from Hiroshima in Japan because I study Japanese here. And like I said earlier, for anyone who's interested in listening to the Astros games broadcast through YouTube, I'm going to try to do as many as I can. During the week, the weekdays, unless the games are at a very strange time, it's difficult for me to do because the time zone difference, okay? I study between 9 o'clock in the morning and 12:30 in the afternoon. So about 3.5 hours I'm at the school studying Japanese, but before and after that I have time to do live streaming. However, the weekends are the only real time that I can do the Astros games. Right now, Jeremy Pena is up to bat, and the very first pitch from Haney. Is it Haney or Heaney? But I guess it's Haney. First pitch is a strike. Pena just totally missed it. Haney takes a little longer on the second pitch than normal, but here it comes. Low on the outside corner, called strike by the ump. So Pena kind of comes out and digs the same hole that Altuve did on his first at bat. Just went right into getting strikes early in the count. Haney winds up. Here comes the third pitch. Low and in the dirt. But unlike Altuve, he didn't go for that one, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pena's batting average right now is .277, and that's not bad, but there was a short time where he was just going crazy earlier this year. He didn't start off very well, and then he just started going gangbusters with his batting average, and then he kind of cooled off a little. He's very streaky, I've noticed. He fouls that one off, and then the next pitch, low and inside. He takes a big hack at it, but he completely misses, goes down swinging. So that will be out number 1 for the Astros here in the bottom of the second inning. There's a poll right now asking which Astro should be the MVP of the Lone Star Series this weekend. Who will be? That's something that, of course, we won't find out until after all 3 games have been played. But the 4 answers are Altuve, Alvarez, Yainer, or someone else. All right, real quick. While I was giving you that information, Myers comes up, takes a ball, takes a strike. I mean, Haney moves really fast. He's already going to his third pitch. Low and away. I'm surprised the ump didn't call that a strike, because he's called that a strike a couple of times. But he lays off, so ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike on Myers. Here comes the fourth pitch, I'm sorry. Myers fouls it off to the left side. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Jake Myers. Myers batting .242 for this season. Haney is now up to 27 pitches. Not quite as high as Brown, but right now I'm not too far behind him. Here comes the next pitch, the 2-2 count. Low and inside. Myers, good eye, takes it. Ball 3. This will be a good walk right here, if he can get it. Haney goes into his windup. Here's the full count pitch. Inside, Myers lifts it into right center field, and Garcia is able to come in and grab that, no problem. He puts it away. Garcia not hitting very well this year, but at least he can catch the ball. Well, at least that one. That was a soft, easy fly ball. Soft serve to right center field. That brings Singleton up, left-handed hitter. .241 for the season so far. Here comes the first pitch to him. Right down the middle of the plate, 93 miles an hour, and he fouls it back. So that will be the first strike on Singleton. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Ooh, that was very shocking. It was on the outside bottom corner, and the ump laid off. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the third pitch. And that one was a little further outside, but Singleton couldn't resist. He took a swing at it. Completely missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Haney gets the call. Starts his windup. Here comes the pitch. And that one's... Oh my gosh. I really don't understand what's going on with this umpire, but that one was way outside by a good 4 inches. It was right down the middle, but outside by a good 4 inches. Clearly more than a baseball width outside of the zone. And they rung him up for strike 3. I really don't like what I'm seeing from this umpire on those outside calls. The balls that... Now, he seems to be not calling so much the balls and the strikes that are outside and low or inside and low. But the ones that are basically waist high and on the outside or inside, he's calling a lot of those on the Astros. But I haven't seen him calling those so far on the Rangers, and I'm not liking that. I'm not liking that at all. We are in a break right now. They're showing some silly stuff on MLB TV. I don't know if any of you watch or use the MLB TV package right now. I'm just using it to get the Astros games, and they show some of these silly games and quizzes and things like that during the break, which I don't mind, but it's just annoying that they show the same ones over and over again. I just saw this one about Aaron Judge. I think that's the 15th time I've seen it in 2 games. Not even 2 games, just 1 game and another, this one. Okay, league leaders, lowest opponent expected average since June 1st. Hunter Brown is number 1 at .197. Lowest opponent expected batting average, 197. That's amazing. Here we are with the start of the top of the 3rd. Hunter Brown delivers a heater right down the middle for a strike against Travis Jankowski. So 0-1. Here comes the second pitch. Another heater, 96 miles per hour. This one just slightly on the outside. Jankowski, he tries. He had the right idea, but he just couldn't get his bat on it. So he whiffs, and that's 0-2. 0-2. Here comes the pitch, the third pitch. A nice heater again at 97. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes it seems to me that Hunter gets a little angry and starts putting more heat on the ball, just the way his mannerism is when he's pitching in the speed. But that one was a little high. Ball 1. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Oh, that one was perfectly down the middle at 95. But Jankowski is able to get his wood on it and foul it off to stay alive. So 1 ball and 2 strikes against Jankowski. He steps back into the batter's box. Hunter Brown steps on the rubber. He gets his call. Here comes the pitch. Low. Just barely misses the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That was a dangerous pitch to take. If that had been just a little higher, it would have gotten into the zone. Could have been a strike 3. Hunter gets the call, the 2-2 count. Delivery, here it comes. Right down the middle again at 95 miles an hour, but he fouls it off. A repeat of the other pitch just a couple of pitches ago. So the count remains 2-2. Jankowski's only batting .212 for the season. Another really low batting average. Hunter Brown bringing the 2-2 again. This one is very low, almost in the dirt. And Jankowski lays off. So we're back up to a full count again. So far, it seems to be kind of the theme of Hunter Brown's pitching in this game is that he's getting too high, getting the count too high and making too many pitches. But this one is a good one. This is where he should have had it earlier. 89 miles per hour at the bottom of the zone. A really good pitch. And Jankowski just couldn't hit it. He took a whiff at it, but he completely missed. Looked like a changeup. Jankowski was way out in front of it, so I guess he was expecting another one of those heaters. Like I said, Brown has been pumping in a bunch of heat, but whenever he dropped that changeup in there, he was way out in front of it. First pitch to the next batter, and who we've got here is our leadoff batter from the first, Marcus Semien. He had the little single off the second base bag in the first inning. Second pitch, bottom of the zone again. There's that good pitch, but this one was a fastball, and Simeon lets it go for strike one. Altuve playing over close to the bag. Of course, Simeon, a right-handed hitter, would be pulling the ball. And now that's what I'm talking about right there. That was a really good pitch, 92 mile per hour. It looked like a slider. Yeah, no, that was a cutter on the bottom left corner of the zone. A good pitch, a clear strike, but was called ball. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the next pitch. And Simeon singles it into left field, right over the leaping grab of Jeremy Pena. He's not able to get to it. So Simeon is 2 for 2 with 2 base hits off of Brown. Let's see if they're going to show the replay here. Last season, it says through the first 93 games, the Rangers were averaging 275 batting. This year, 243. That's terrible. 545 runs last year, only 405 this year. That's bad. And they're okay. Look, we got a double play ball, and they get it. Excellent. Just like before, Corey Seager comes up. Very first pitch, swings, grounds it over to Altuve. Altuve pops it to Pena. Pena goes over to Singleton for the double play, and we're out of the inning. That's what I like to see. So we're able to end the second and third inning both with a double play ball. Good work by not only Brown to get that ground ball, but the defense backing him up. Sometimes, if you'll notice, I will mute my microphone because I'm trying to get over. I've got a problem right here that it took me actually about 3 months to start getting over. It's a cough. That's another reason why I haven't live streamed any games, because I just couldn't stop coughing. But every once in a while, even though I'm taking medicine for it, it bothers me a little bit, so I need to let out a big cough. I just mute the microphone. All right, and we're back. I just wish that my coffee hadn't cooled off so fast. All right, so where are we at? We are in the top of the third in Minute Maid Park. Astros and Rangers, complete goose eggs, 0-0. No score. And the Rangers now have 2 hits from the same guy, from Simeon, Marcus Simeon. Astros have no hits. There are no errors in the game so far. The Astros are about to come up now at in the bottom of the third. Dubon is the first. Oh, wow. The very first pitch to Dubon, he swings and hits it straight over to the shortstop, Seager, who can't handle it. He bobbles it on the bounce, and Dubon is on. Pretty sure that's going to be an error, because that was a very routine ground ball. Yep. Seager he tried to one-hand glove it on the run instead of setting up like we're taught to do in Little League. Now Dubon's on first. That brings up McCormick. The first pitch from Haney is about to come in. Here we go. All right. Okay, I'm proud of the ump that time. That was outside on the outside corner, but he didn't call it, so that's ball 1. McCormick only batting .204 in 54 games this season. It would be nice to see him go on a tear. Haney sets up. Here comes the pitch. Low and away for ball 2. Excellent. Keep throwing those balls. 36 pitches now for Haney. Yep, they did score it as an error on Seager. Not surprised. Haney comes set. Here's the 2-0 pitch. way high and outside. So he comes right back after that opening hit. He's only thrown 4 pitches so far this inning, and after that first opening hit with the error on Dubon, he's thrown 3 straight balls. So 3-0 on McCormick. Here comes the pitch. Oh, high. Ah! That one was high and outside. Definitely high enough to be out of the zone. And the ump, unsurprisingly, calls strike 1. So McCormick was already walking towards first base, and he had to come back. This ball is low and inside, but it was in the strike zone. McCormick takes a swipe at it and sends it off into the right field bleachers. If he had straightened that one out, it could have gone to the fence, I think. So now we've got a full count on McCormick on the Chasmanian double. Haney comes set, and he's ready to come in with the next pitch. Here it comes. The full count pitch is fouled back to the screen by McCormick. It was a high fastball in the zone, so he was able to avoid a strikeout there. Another full count pitch. That's now 40 pitches for Haney, and he comes set. Here comes the pitch, way inside. Now McCormick is able to walk to first, finally, with his well-deserved and well-earned walk. That was a really good at-bat by McCormick, making the pitch count go up, making him work. Highest first pitch swing percentage in baseball. It's actually not Altuve, surprisingly, but Altuve is tied for third most at 48%. And Altuve's up right now, and he does swing at the very first pitch. But it was a low and inside pitch. He fouls it off towards the dugout. So right now the Astros have got 2 runners on here in the bottom of the third with no outs. And Altuve's batting, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. Outside and low, but Altuve comes around and misses it completely. So once again, he's jumped out to a very quick hole with no balls and 2 strikes. Haney comes set on the mound. Here's the pitch. That one goes right down the middle. That was a really good pitch to be swinging at, but Altuve fouls it off it actually came down in bounds, but it was way high and way out into right field. The first baseman actually floated back and got it, so that's 1 away. It's pretty sad. He got a really good pitch to hit, and he fouled it. Once again, I'm calling it a foul ball, but it was a high fly ball, just barely fair, out into right field. Swung at 2 bad pitches and then pops up on the good pitch. That brings up Bregman. 2 on with 1 out. First pitch right down the middle again to him at 92. A very hittable ball, but he fouls it away back and into the stands for strike 1. If anybody on the team has the ability to recognize, hey, I got a guy on second base, I can just try to get a single here and score a run, it's Bregman. He has the ability to do that. Let's just see if he can pull it off. And here's the second pitch way outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bregman. Haney now up to 46 pitches. Haney gets the call, comes set. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the outside corner. Bregman fouls it off down the first base line. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Bregman. Yordan Alvarez on deck. As long as Bregman can keep this alive. Haney steps off the rubber. They call time for a moment. But if Bregman can keep this alive, we've got a good chance of getting some runs with Yordan coming up after this. Haney brings in the 1-2 pitch. That was high in the strike zone, and Bregman fouls it up down the first baseline. And low, the first baseman is able to snag that one easily and put away Bregman. So Jordan does come up with 2 runners still on, but now we've got 2 outs. They haven't been able to advance these runners at all. They're advertising a poppin'. Sometimes these things that they give away at the games, I really wish I could be there to get some of them. So Jordan Alvarez bobblehead doll. Here comes the first pitch to Alvarez, and he takes a swing at it, and he fouls it up too. Is it going to go out of play? Yes, thankfully it does. It goes out of play by about a good 15 feet and bounces into the stands. Haney's just getting them to foul up one after the other, but Jordan luckily lives for another swing. So 49 pitches for Haney. This will be his 50th pitch. No balls, 1 strike against Jordan Alvarez. 2 runners on first and second base. Here's the pitch. Way high. Jordan lays off. 1 ball, 1 strike. You don't realize how fast these games are moving nowadays until you start trying to call them. You know, I'm not a professional commentator or anything by any means, but trying to say everything I want to say is pretty challenging. Here's the 2-1-1 pitch on the outside corner, but called a ball. Surprising. The umpire is being a little inconsistent now. He was calling those consistently as strikes against the Astros, and that one was a ball. But fine for me. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. Alvarez misses that one, and that one was way outside. It looked like a sweeper. Way outside. Started in. Yeah, it started in, fooled Alvarez. Yeah, it was a slider, actually. All the way to the outside. So 2 balls, 2 strikes on Alvarez. Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. That one was outside. Catcher framed it nicely, but umpire wasn't having it, thankfully. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So another full count. Alvarez facing the 3 balls, 2 strikes with Yainer Diaz on deck. Haney comes set. Looks around. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle. Alvarez grounds it. Are they going to be able to get him at first? No! He's safe. And Dubon scores. So this was a ground ball to, I believe, Seager at shortstop. And he bobbled it. So when he tried to throw it to second, he realized that wasn't going to work. So then he threw it over to first. But by that time, Jordan was already there. Yeah, he backhanded it. He backhanded the grounder. Let's take a look at it. Yep. That's right. Okay, I see what happened. He backhanded the grounder, and he went to throw it to second base. But apparently, since it was 2 outs, the runners were already in the process of running. That was excellent base work by McCormick. McCormick was already moving so early, and there was no one at second base covering the base. I don't know why. Who's the second baseman for the Rangers? Who's that? Second base is... Oh, Simeon. He wasn't covering, so that enabled Dubon to score and Jordan to be safe at first. So now we still got runners on first and second with Diaz batting. Another grounder to Simeon, or to Seager, but this one he throws to first to get the final out. Oh, okay. That was just the funniest thing. It's so weird to explain, but essentially, there's some words between Garcia and Alvarez there. I don't know if it was just greetings or annoyance. But the Astros do end the third inning, with 1 run. So they are up now 0-1 over the Texas Rangers. That was one of the funniest, weirdest looking things, because when they showed it live, I thought that he had bobbled the ball, but actually what happened was he had to run over and backhand it, and immediately he was going to go over to second base. They only needed 1 out to end the inning, but what happened was nobody was covering second base. So he pumped and then stopped, and then by the time he threw it to first base, Alvarez was already there, so he was safe. Alvarez isn't the fastest runner, but he's definitely not slow. So he wasn't able to get even Alvarez at first, and because of that, Dubon came around and scored. So that was awesome. Listen, I do like Ohtani, but they're showing Shohei Ohtani highlights. MLB flashback to Ohtani's first home run with the Dodgers. Who cares about his first home run with the Dodgers? Maybe show something more meaningful than Ohtani's first home run with the Dodgers. Show me the first home run that Altuve hit with the Astros. That's what I would like to see. I'd like to see that. Okay, coffee is now finished. All right. Interestingly enough, they're not going to charge that as an error. Kind of surprised about that. Hunter Brown is back out on the mound for the top of the fourth inning. It looks like the first batter here is going to be Josh Smith, and here comes the first pitch to him. 80 miles per hour curveball, little low, ball one. Brown up to 49 pitches. Here comes his second pitch. 92 miles per hour in the top of the zone, and Smith started to go around but was able to hold up and gets the second ball. Hunter Brown comes into his wind up for the third pitch. Throws it inside, 85. Looks like a little change up. Smith comes around on it way too early and fouls it off. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hunter Brown gets the call, comes into his windup, and this one is fastball up in the zone, 95, fouled off by Smith on the left side. He's a left-handed batter, so he comes around too early on the changeup, too late on the fastball, so now the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brown coming in with the 2-2 pitch. On the outside corner, does he get this? Yes! Okay. That's the Smith is arguing a little bit with the umpire about that, and he's right that it was technically outside, but I'm glad to see that it actually got called finally on the Rangers, because they've been calling that consistently on the Astros. The ump really seems to like that, especially against our home team here, but he strikes him out on that corner, and that brings up Wyatt Langford, a right-handed batter. Here's the first pitch to him. Good pitch, low and in the center of the zone for a swing and miss. That's strike 1. He had the line out to Bregman, I believe, in the first inning. A really hard hit ball. Whoa! That was a good catch by Yiner. Brown tossed a 97 mile per hour heater way up in the, and outside in the zone, but somehow Yiner was able to snag it. 1 ball and 1 strike to Langford. And here's the next pitch. This one has some movement on it. Went around, it's hit out to center field. Myers comes charging in and is able to get it without having to dive, but he had to work to get to it. That was a low and low in the zone. Looked like a bit of a sinker or a slider. And although Langford was able to get to it, Myers puts it away for the second out. And that will bring up Garcia again, Adolis Garcia. They're showing again the Texas Rangers stats through the first 93 games of this year versus last year. It's like night and day. Garcia lined out in the first inning. First pitch to him is high, way high and inside for a ball. He backs out and takes a breather and steps back in. Brown gets the call, goes into his windup. And, oh! This one was also inside and hits Garcia in the arm, knocks off his arm protector. So the very first pitch was high and inside. So high and inside that Garcia actually stepped out of the box and took a timeout. And then the second pitch that comes in, yeah, it hit him right on the arm where his elbow protector strap is, and it caused it to pop off and fall off. So Garcia will be on first base with 2 outs. That was unfortunate. Brown is now knocking on the door of 60 pitches. He's up to 58. Next batter is Lowe, Nathaniel Lowe, and the first pitch to him is high, 92 miles per hour. He takes it for a ball. Garcia takes a small lead off of first. Brown comes in with the second pitch, right down the bottom of the zone. Altuve is able to snag that grounder, and Lowe is out at first. So that was pretty easy. Lowe just takes the pitch, grounds it straight to Altuve, who is able to end the inning. So not much going on in the top of the fourth. So Hunter Brown is able to get the Astros through 4 innings without giving up a single run so far. Had a little bit of a rough start in the first inning, got through the second and the third with a couple of double plays, and then was able to end the 4th inning without anything becoming of Garcia being on first base. So far so good. But the Astros need to start putting up some hits. The Astros only have 1 run on 1 hit. And a good reason why they have that run is because of misplays by the same guy. The shortstop for the Rangers not only made 1 error that enabled the Astros inning to continue, he also made a mistake in throwing, and because of his pause throwing to second, it enabled the Astros to score a run. So without those mistakes, the Astros could possibly be still at 0. So the Astros bats need to wake up and do something. Astros have Jeremy Pena at the bat. Haney's first pitch is high and outside, way outside. Pena is able to easily lay off. 1 ball, no strikes to Pena. 56 pitches now for Haney. He comes in with the second pitch. That's on the outside corner. Pena lifts it into right center field. Semien makes a really great over-the-shoulder catch. The center fielder, right fielder, and Semien all ran out. They were all converging, and I thought for a second they were going to run into each other. But at the last moment, Semien was able to catch it over his shoulder. So unfortunately, they rob Pena of a hit. Yeah, Garcia came really close to running into him right there. That brings up Myers. The first pitch to him is outside for ball 1. Myers flew out in the second inning. Here comes the second pitch, and that one is right down in the strike zone for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike against Myers. The game that I was able to watch several days ago, Myers kept getting into these Oh, Myers hits one way out to center field. It is gone. That ball is gone. He crushes the ball out to left center field, and it goes up into the boxes out there, past to the right of the Crawford boxes. 102 mile per hour exit velocity, 382 feet. Myers gets himself a nice blast. I believe that is his 9th home run of the season, if I'm not mistaken. That was excellent. I was just saying that. I'm so glad to see that, because I was just saying that he was digging himself into a hole the last game that I watched. He would start off 2 strikes, 2 strikes, 2 strikes every time he came up to bat, and it's nice to see him get up there and do something. Singleton now. Is it? No way. Are you serious? Oh, it's off the top of the wall. Singleton had a ball and was able to rip the second pitch off of Haney. I mean, it was a line drive shot straight out to right field. Just missed a home run by maybe 2 feet or less. They're showing the replay of Myers' home run right now, which was just crushed. Yeah, that ball was clearly gone. And then Singleton crushed the ball, but this one was a really fast line drive off the top of the wall. Wow. Dubon is up. Can he do the same thing? That would be nice. So Singleton winds up with a double, sliding into second, no problem. So we got 1 out. The Astros up 2-0 over the Rangers here in the bottom of the 4th. Dubon is about to get the second pitch, the 1-0. He grounds it over towards third, and they're able. The throw was not too good, but he's able to scoop it up and get Dubon at first for the second out. So Dubon doesn't make great contact, but 2 really good back-to-back hits by Myers and then Singleton. Hopefully they can get Singleton around. That'd be great to get the extra run here. Chas McCormick is up. Let's see what he can do. First pitch is low for ball. Chas walked in the 3rd inning. Second pitch here, the 1-0 pitch. That's also low, but he lifts it out to right field, and Garcia floats back to the warning track and is able to nab it for the 3rd out. Man, the Astros driving some long balls now suddenly on Haney, but they only come away with 1 run. Whew, that was really something. So far we got a 2-0 ball game at the end of the 4th inning, with the Astros leading 2-0. Now the Astros have 3 hits and 2 runs. That was quite excellent. For those of you interested in getting some live streaming or Astros games called, and even later this year, hopefully, I'm planning to do LSU Tiger football games, please remember to hit the subscribe button. You might be wondering why I don't have any of the fancy overlays on my screen with the score and all of those things. And that's because it's something that I'm trying to get figured out. This is my first official live stream for the Astros games. I've never used any streaming software for baseball games or sports games where you have the score and the inning and I guess the runners on base and things like that. I don't have that yet, but I'm trying to work that out. I was working on it earlier this morning, but when it got to be just a few minutes before time to stream, I realized that it was more important for me to get started on time and get the stream going than to be messing around with that. But in my free time today, I'll try to work on that again because I plan to be streaming again tomorrow. I hope you're able to come back for the next 2 games because my plan is to stream both of the next 2 games, this whole series. So here we go at the top of the 5th. Hunter Brown's very first pitch to Jonah Heim is ball, a little low and inside, a little curve. 1 ball and no strikes. Here comes the second pitch. And that one's grounded over to Singleton, who scoops it up, tosses over to Brown, who covers first, and is able to get the out. So, good catch and flip by Singleton, who had to slide to get that ball. That was a good pick by Singleton. Without that, even if Altuve was able to grab it from behind, he wouldn't have had time to get the ball over there. And good job on Hunter Brown by covering. 1 out. Oh, he tore up his pants. Singleton's pants are completely ripped in the back from where he did that slide. Pretty crazy. That ground can be harsh. Alright, Brown's now facing Taveras. Here comes the first pitch. Oh, this one was an easy soft ground ball to Singleton, who's able to just walk over the bag basically for the second out. Very nice. 1 pitch, 1 simple, easy out against Taveras. That's what you like to see. So basically, Brown has only had to toss a handful of pitches this inning, like 3 pitches so far, and he's already got 2 outs. Jankowski is back up. He had a strikeout in the 3rd inning. He's a left-handed batter. Brown goes into his windup, and here comes the first pitch. Right on that outside corner where the ump seems to like to call him, but he lays off on that one, so ball 1. Jankowski steps back in. Brown comes back up on the rubber, kicks the dirt around a little bit. He goes right into his windup. Here comes the pitch. A little low. Umpire lays off ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Brown takes a deep breath, gets the call, goes into his windup. Here comes the pitch. That one's right down the middle, 95 miles an hour, just straight up fastball. Strike 1. Jankowski seemed to be taking all the way. He doesn't seem to be very interested in swinging unless it's just obviously a strike. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That one was also right in there, but hit into the right field by Jankowski, but just a little floating over. McCormick is able to snag it for the 3rd out, no problem. So very nice, very, very nice 5th inning. The best inning so far for Brown. Nobody gets on base. He doesn't have to pitch many pitches. I think he wound up with about 7 pitches for that inning. That's excellent. So that's good. 3 up and 3 down. We're going to head into the bottom of the 5th with the Astros leading 2-0. Coming up for the Astros in the bottom of the 5th, we have our leadoff man, my favorite guy, Jose Altuve, followed by Bregman and Alvarez. I'm really hoping that Altuve can do something with this at bat. He unfortunately had a terrible strikeout in the 1st inning, and his last at bat he fouled out, and then at this at bat I'm hoping that he's able to be a little more focused and do something. Getting him on base immediately is often a very, very good omen for scoring runs in the inning. For those of you just coming in or who are listening and haven't heard, my name is Brandon, and I'm doing these live streams from Japan, actually. This is my first one for the Astros. People are holding up some big Jose Altuve faces in the crowd. He swings at the first pitch again, but this one is fouled way up to third base. Right there is Smith. Super easy for him to get it. So once again, Altuve fouls out, or he popped out. I believe it was fair, the last at bat, just barely fair. This one is on the other side of the field, but just slightly foul, but no problem for Smith, who's able to put it away, and that brings up Bregman. First pitch to Bregman by Haney. Bregman goes deep. Is it gone? It looks gone. No way. It's in the exact same spot as Myers' home run. So there's another home run by Bregman, literally in the exact same spot as Myers' home run. Just a towering shot. 100 mile per hour exit velocity, 380 feet. It was literally in the same little spot as Myers' home run. So the Astros are now up 3-0. They've scored 1 run in the past 3 innings. Yordan Alvarez is up. I would guess that Alvarez is going to be aiming for the fences right here. I'd really love to see another shot right here. That would break Haney down. It might even cause them to consider pulling him out. But here's the first pitch is low. The second pitch is low. It doesn't seem like he's really interested in pitching to him. So 2 balls and no strikes on Alvarez. Haney quickly pitching, going into the third pitch. That one was high and inside. Alvarez takes a hack but fouls it back. Not a very good pitch to be swinging at. It was definitely out of the zone. All right, 2 balls, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. Oh, that one was way low. But just like one of the pitches earlier that Alvarez struck out on, I guess the movement tricked him. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. That one's high and inside again, and Alvarez fouls it off with a check swing. I don't know why Alvarez is swinging at these bad pitches. So that's 3 pitches now that Alvarez has brought his bat around on that were terrible pitches. He could have been walked by now already. So the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Haney is bringing in the 2-2 pitch. That one was a little more hittable on the inside corner, but Yordan fouls it off his foot. It didn't appear to bother him. He's already setting up, getting back into the batter's box. Yainer Diaz on deck playing with his bat. Oh, there we go. Alvarez singles it right up the middle. Not a home run, but with 1 out, it'd be nice. It's nice to have someone on base. He gets a single with a line drive shot right up the middle. The 4-seam fastball that he threw to Bregman was 92 miles per hour in the center of the zone down towards the bottom. But Bregman went down and pulled it up and took it right out to the same exact box where where Myers hit his shot. Alright, so right now they're facing Yainer Diaz with 1 out. Yordan is on first base, and the Rangers had a mound meeting with the pitcher, the catcher, first baseman. I don't know what they were discussing. But Yainer Diaz comes up. He's got a ground out and a pop out so far this game, 0 for 2. Pitcher looks over at Yordan, brings a change up right in for a strike at 84 miles an hour. Yainer comes back up in the box. Haney looks over at Alvarez. And here comes the next pitch. Way inside. Yiner takes a big hack at it, but it was a terrible pitch. There was no way that he was going to hit that. So I don't know what he was thinking. Once again, not very impressed with the way some of the Astros are batting right now, just swinging at terrible pitches. So it's 0-2. Haney comes set, and here's the pitch. That one's low, and it was barely on the bottom part of the zone, but Yiner's not able to connect on that one either. So Yiner goes down in 3 pitches. Absolutely terrible. That was a really, really bad at bat for Yiner. It was worse than Altuve's first at bat. All right, that brings up Pena, who takes the very first pitch in the dirt. Ball 1. Looks like they're comparing Jeremy Pena with his dad. He's got more hits, more home runs, more RBIs, better batting average. Everything seems to be better. That's interesting. High and outside for ball 2 on Pena. If Pena is able to get on here, that will bring up Myers again. The one who put the pain on them, on Haney, just last inning. All right. Pena takes a hack at this one right down the middle, but fouls it away for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Jordan gets his lead on first. Haney's bringing the 2-1 pitch. Inside, called strike. Pena takes it. That one was too close to be taken. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pena steps back in the box. Haney gets the call. Comes set. Here's the 2-2 delivery. That one's low and inside. Pena fouls it towards the dugout. Count remains 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes on Pena. Haney up to 83 pitches. Here comes his 84th. High in the zone, Pena grounds it over to second. That should be it. And it is. He's called out at first base. But the Astros do come away with 1 run on Alex Bregman's shot to left center field. The Astros are leading now 3-0 going into the top of the 6th inning. And you are listening to Go Tigers. This is Brandon. The program that I'm using to show the game information and my camera and all of that is quite interesting. It's a pretty cool program. So once I get some proper overlays and more information that I can put up on the board for you, that will be nice. Basically what I'd like to be able to do for you guys is, while the game is on, show more information about the live information. such as who's on base, the something more than just the score, because right now I can use ESPN for the score, the live score, but it's not synced with what I'm doing. I think if you notice right now, there's the first pitch by Brown was delivered for a strike against Simeon. So here comes the second pitch. That was on the outside corner, but called the ball. So 1-1 on Simeon. But if you look on my stream, sometimes the pitches and the action on the screen happens either before or after I say it, so it's not exactly in sync. I'd like to find a way to get that more in sync, but anyway, next pitch is in for a strike against Simeon. So he is at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brown comes in with the next pitch, the 1-2 pitch. Nice pitch, low, 97 mile per hour fastball in the bottom of the zone, but the ump doesn't call it. So 2. Yeah, oh, that was a sinker actually. Woo, 97 sinker. That raises the count to 2-2. Here comes the pitch. Oh, that was another one low in the zone, but Simeon just gets his bat on it and puts it into center field for a single. That reminded me of the batting style of many of the Japanese hitters. It's like they just try to throw their bat out there just to tap it and get a kind of poke it through the hole or poke it into the outfield and get a hit. Small game, small ball is what they call that, right? Getting bunts and little hits, little base hits, little things like that. Just throw the bat out there and tap it. Next batter is Seager, Corey Seager. He's over 2 with a ground out and strikeout. No outs right now for the Astros. They've got 1 runner on first base, 1 ball, no strikes to Seager. Here comes the next pitch on the outside corner. Seager swings and fouls it away for strike 1. That's 1 ball, 1 strike now against Seager. In the top of the 6th, the Astros lead 3-0 over the Texas Rangers. Hunter Brown is up to 74 pitches. He's got a 1-1 count against Corey Seager, and here comes the next pitch. Low and away. Little in the dirt. They're going to swap the ball there. 2 balls, 1 strike. All right. Hunter comes set. Here's the pitch. On the outside corner again, just like before. This is the same one that Seager swung the bat at earlier and fouled away, and then he gets the same result here. He fouls it away for strike 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes against Corey Seager. Brown shakes off a couple of the signs, gets what he wants, brings it on the outside corner again. This one is put out way out into left field, and yep, it gets out into the Crawford boxes. That's a home run for Seager. 2-run shot just over the left field wall into the Crawford boxes. So Hunter Brown, after 5 innings of goose eggs, gives up a 2-run shot to Corey Seager. And the left-handed hitter who goes opposite field and is able to lift it just over that short porch in left field and get the home run. So terrible, absolutely terrible. But luckily the Astros still have the lead by 1 run. However, they have no outs this inning. It's still no outs here in the top of the 6th. The first pitch is a ball to Josh Smith. Hunter Brown goes into the lineup for the second pitch, and this one is fouled away weakly on the first base side. That'll be strike 1. Hunter Brown sure does have a lot of tattoos on his left arm. I haven't really noticed that before. Okay, 1-1 against Josh Smith. Here comes the pitch on the bottom outside corner. And that was out of the zone, ball 2. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Brown. That one is in the zone, and Smith pops it way up, but it floats out into the crowd for strike 2. Another 2-2 count for Brown, who is now up to 81 pitches so far in this game. Brown gets the call, goes into his windup, and here comes the 2-2 pitch. Right down the middle, heat, 95 miles an hour, and Smith wasn't ready for it. Can't get around, strike 3. Most consecutive games with 6 or more innings pitched this season: Corbin Burns at 14, Logan Webb at 11, Hunter Brown at 9, tied for third place with a couple of other pitchers. He's been great so far, but that one home run really hurt. Next batter is Wyatt Langford, who takes the first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Langford, so far, this game, is 0 for 2, with a line out and a fly out. Brown gets the call, gets the sign rather, goes into his windup, puts this one way inside, but Langford swings at it, fouls it off. It looked like more of a protective swing than trying to hit it swing. 1 ball, 1 strike. There gets the sign from Diaz. Takes a little longer than normal. He's shaking him off. Finally gets what he wants, and here comes the 1-1 pitch. Low, but Langford takes a whiff at it. Good pitch by Brown. That reminded me of the pitches that Yordan Alvarez has been swinging and missing, where he thinks it's going to go one way, but it winds up dropping and making him whiff at nothing but air. 1 ball, 1 and 2 strikes. The pitch, and Langford fouls it off down the third baseline. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Langford steps out of the box for a moment. Hunter Brown is playing around with the dirt, clearing it around and leveling it out. Comes back up onto the rubber, gets the sign, and here comes the 1-2 pitch. Nice on the outside corner, but can McCormick get there? It was hit out in the right field, and he does. McCormick with the running catch out in right field, gets it just a few feet before the foul line, and that is the second out of the inning for the Astros. Good. Injury report on Caratini and Garcia. Live batting practice for Caratini over the next couple of days, and this is the 3rd rehab start that they're trying to decide for Luis Garcia. I really miss Garcia. You know, some of the Astros pitchers that have been out for so long, I really miss them. I can't say that I particularly miss McCullers too much, because I never saw too much of him, and he seems to stay injured. But oh man, the very first pitch to Adolis Garcia, and he's able to get a single out into right field. So with 2 outs, Hunter gives up a single to Garcia, and now we've got 1 runner on, and here in the top of the 6th. For those of you who may have joined late, the Astros are leading the Texas Rangers 3-2 here in the top of the 6th, but the Rangers jumped out really quickly on the Astros this inning by getting a 2-run homer to bring the game within 1 run. After that, Hunter seemed to calm down and get a couple of easy outs, and then Garcia came up on the very first pitch and got a single. So now the go-ahead run is coming to bat, and that would be Nathaniel Lowe, who's batting .268 for the season. And they actually have someone warming up in the bullpen now, the Astros do. Actually, the Rangers do as well, but for the Astros, Scott is warming up in the pen, and it looks as if Haney will not be returning in the bottom of the 6th for the Rangers, according to the activity I see in the bullpen. Hunter Brown brings the first pitch in on low for a strike, low in the zone, so he takes it, just watches it buzz by. Brown is now up to 89 pitches. This will be his 90th pitch. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Nice movement on that ball, but it dropped too much. Bounces off the ground. Diaz is able to scoop it up and keep it in front of him. But that will be a 1-1 strike count now. Garcia remains on first base. Hunter looks for the call. Seems to get what he wants. Comes set. Here comes the pitch. High fastball. Good pitch. Perfectly placed. That kind of pitch reminds me of Verlander. The high fastball in the zone. Very difficult to hit. Hitters seem to go after it and just can't get it. 96 miles per hour. Strike 2. So the crowd seems to be on their feet now, cheering, looking for that strikeout. Brown steps off the rubber for a moment. Gets a temporary timeout. Comes back on the rubber, gets the sign. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Brown. Another curve bounced into the dirt, but this one kind of gets away from Yiner, and Garcia is able to advance to second base. So now Garcia is in scoring position, and the count is 2-2 on Nathaniel Lowe. You know, that one bounced almost on the plate. Let me take another look at it here. Yeah, it bounced right behind the plate. That one was very difficult for Yiner to stop. Here comes the pitch, the 2-2 pitch. Did he go around? Yep, it didn't matter. Umpire called it a strike. It was in the zone. So Brown gets the strikeout. After the damage of the 2-run shot, he's able to come back and save the inning without giving up anything else. So we'll go into the bottom of the 6th with the Astros still leading by 1 run, 3-2. Astros due up in the bottom of the 6th are Myers, Singleton, and Dubon. Jake Myers had a home run his last at bat, a big shot out to left center field, and then following that, in the next inning, Bregman had another home run shot in the exact same spot. Pretty amazing stuff. All right. I'm hoping to do the stream for tomorrow's game and the next game. So this entire series with the Rangers, I'm hoping to call it. Call all of the games. It's on the weekend, so lucky for me, I'm able to take the time to do that. If you guys are interested in hearing the Astros games called, then please subscribe. I would much appreciate you doing that. I would say that right now, just so you know, I'm not able to do the games every single day, and that's only because Monday through Friday I study. I don't know if you can tell by the background here, but where I stay is actually in Japan. I stay in a house in Japan, in Hiroshima, and I attend a Japanese language school here. And Monday through Friday, while I'm in school, typically the Astros play their games during that time. So the start time of most of their games is literally when I start my classes Monday through Friday. So I usually can't call those games. But there is a holiday on Monday, so today and tomorrow and the next day I can call the games. So I hope you can join me for that. Myers comes up, the very first pitch is a ball outside, and he takes a whiff at the second pitch for strike one, so it's 1-1. He's facing Jose Urena, who is replacing Haney. He's got an ERA of 2.78 over 68 innings. And now he's got another foul ball, or another strike against Myers, who fouled it off to the right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes against Myers. And here comes the next pitch. Ooh, that was close. 97-mile-per-hour fastball on the upper outside corner. But the ump laid off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A little inconsistent on those outside calls. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. This one is in the strike zone, but a soft grounder over to second base, no problem, and they put out Myers at first for the first out. Brian Abreu, oh my gosh, Jose Abreu, that'd be crazy. Brian Abreu is now warming up in the bullpen. It appears that he will be taking over in the 7th inning for Hunter Brown. John Singleton is now up and takes a strike at the, rather he takes a swing at the first pitch and fouls it away for a strike. He had a really nice strong double in the 4th inning that was off the top of the wall, very close to being a home run shot. Second pitch on the outside corner, but too far out, ball 1. 1-1 versus John Singleton, being pitched to by Jose Urena. 87 miles per hour in there for a strike. Singleton doesn't even swing. All right, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the next pitch. Way inside, 98 miles per hour heater, but off target. Singleton shuffles to move away from it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the 2-2 pitch on the outside corner, and another soft grounder to second base. Same exact result as Myers. They showed the hit by Alvarez earlier, where the hesitation cost them a run. Cost them an out at first base. It cost them a run. Dubon, who scored on that play, a very heads-up base running job by Dubon, gave them the extra run. He's now batting. He fouls one away for strike 1. Urena quickly gets the call and goes into his windup for the second pitch, way outside, 89 miles per hour for ball 1. 2 outs very quickly here in the bottom of the 6th for the Astros. Dubon looking to do something here. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. Once again on the outside, 98 miles per hour fastball, way off target. 2 balls, 1 strike. Urena shaking his head a little bit. I guess he's unsatisfied or dissatisfied with himself. Puts another one on the outside, 89 miles per hour, but once again way outside. 3 balls, 1 strike, and he's really shaking his head at himself. He's very unhappy with where he's putting that ball. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. That one's right down the center, but Dubon fouls it away. The count is now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. He's got the call, and here comes the full count pitch. Dubon gets it fouled away to the, hits it fouled away to the third base side. It was an inside pitch, completely opposite of what he's been seeing over the past several pitches on that outside corner. Another full count pitch, here it comes. And this one again is low and away, or it's on the outside corner, but a little low. Dubon fouls it away again, this time to the first base side. He's really making Jose work to get this out. He's up to 17 pitches now. Dubon steps back into the batter's box. Urania goes into his windup. Here comes the full count pitch. Low and away, ball 4. Very good at bat by Dubon. These are the types of bats that or at bats rather, that I'm used to seeing from the Astros over the past several years. Very patient batting, staying alive, not taking strikes, but at least fouling them off, getting the bat around, getting the bat on the ball, and not swinging at garbage pitches outside the zone. That was the epitome of what the Astros were typically really good at for a while. Chas McCormick steps in and takes the first pitch for a strike. Urania comes in with the second pitch, once again way off on the outside. McCormick is batting. He's a right-handed batter. Right now he's got one. That was low in the dirt, 99 miles per hour. He takes it for a ball. Right now McCormick has no hits. The count to him right now is 2 balls and 1 strike with Dubon on first, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Here comes the pitch. 98 on the outside corner again. Maybe if I had $1 for every time Urania had put a ball way outside, I would have almost $10 just in this one inning. So the count is 3-1 against McCormick. Altuve on deck. Here comes the pitch. McCormick grounds it to third base. He's going to quickly throw it over, and he throws it way over his head. McCormick's going to run to second. Dumont is going to get over to third, but he's held up at third base. Excellent. So Smith, the third baseman for the Rangers, is that who made that play? Why are they showing Seager? Let's take a look at the replay. So McCormick bounces it. Yeah, it is Smith. That's right. McCormick bounced it to third base and then took off running really fast to first. Smith charged it from third and scooped it up and fired it over to first base. But it went way over the head of the first baseman. And then the umpire got in his way when he tried to get out there. McCormick was able to run over to second base. Dubon went from first all the way to third. So now we have runners on second and third with Altuve batting. Now, this is the perfect opportunity for Altuve to finally do something, because now we've got runners in scoring position. We're only leading by 1 run. It's a great opportunity for him to at least get a base hit and score 1 or 2 runs here. Here comes the first pitch to Altuve. Low and in the zone, but he takes it for a strike. Altuve finally decides not to swing at the first pitch, and it's a strike. All right. No balls, 1 strike to Altuve. Here comes the second pitch. High for ball 1. So is Altuve being a little more patient this time and a little more focused? I certainly hope so. Urania gets the sign, comes set. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Altuve. Altuve gets way under it. Is it gone? Is it gone? Yes, it's gone. It's gone into the Crawford boxes. Altuve does it. He gets a 3-run shot. Are you kidding me? Jose Altuve. I know that bat wasn't very long, but it just looked like he was finally focused. He took a very low strike, okay, on the very first pitch. And he took a ball, and after that he just unloaded and sent it out there. Yeah, he's giving the crowd some love. Awesome. A 3-run shot by Jose Altuve extends the lead for the Astros by 4 runs. The Astros are now up 6-2 in the bottom of the 6th. So happy to see Altuve come back in after having several terrible at-bats and just clearly being in a different frame of mind, clearly focused, and then jacking it out of the park. That's really amazing. Bregman is now up, and Bregman had a home run earlier. Let's see if he can cap another one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bregman. Second pitch was really inside. Here's the third pitch. That was a good pitch. It was in the zone, but there was a lot of movement. Bregman couldn't get it. He was around on time, but just couldn't get it. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Bregman. Urania is now up to 29 pitches. Here comes the next pitch. On the outside corner. Ump lays off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Oh, there's Tucker talking to Altuve in the dugout. It's nice to see Tucker with the team there. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Bregman. Whoo, that was close on the outside corner. Bregman takes it for ball 3. That was pretty amazing. Home run leaders of the Astros all time. Jose Altuve is now tied with Jimmy Wynn to be number 4 at 223 home runs. Bagwell's got 449. Let's see here. A big pop-up by Bregman that floats just past the dugout. They're not able to get it, so the count will remain full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah. Altuve is not a home run machine, but he is definitely known to hit them, and especially when there are big moments like this. This is exactly what I was talking about earlier, is that they really needed him to get a hit there, and he got the best one possible. Next pitch, the full count pitch to Bregman, is down the third base side. Pitcher can't handle it. Bregman's going to be safe at first on an infield hit. I don't think that Urania would have been able to throw that to first, even if he had been able to field it cleanly. He had to run over to the third baseline and snag it with his hand, and he didn't handle it cleanly. Whoa, that home run by Altuve, they show the replay, and he really went down to get that ball and lift it up and take it out in the Crawford boxes. Yeah. I always get a smile on my face when I see Altuve doing well. It makes me happy. Alvarez is now up with a runner on. First pitch is low and inside for a ball. Ball 1 to Yordan Alvarez. Astros now up to 8 hits. Here comes the pitch. High for ball 2. 96 miles an hour. Maybe he puts it right in the zone and Yordan adds a couple more to the board right here. That would be great. He needs to get that 20th home run. He hasn't been knocking them out like he should. Here comes the 2-0 pitch versus Alvarez. He takes a swipe at it on the outside corner, but fouls it away into the left field stands for strike 1. The count is now 2 balls and 1 strike on Yordan Alvarez. Here comes the pitch. High and inside for ball 3. Bregman is on first base. The count's 3-1 against Yordan Alvarez here in the bottom of the 6th. The Astros are leading 6-2 with 2 outs. Urania delivers the pitch low and in the zone, but Yordan is not able to connect despite a hack at it. The count is now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Urania is about to hit 39 pitches. Here it comes. It is hit out into left field by Yordan, just barely in the foul territory between the stands and the line, and he flies out. Wow, that hit by Altuve again. He squats down to get it and just lifts it out. And it's so funny seeing the video of him going through the dugout, getting high fives from everybody on the left and the right. Everyone's like this tall, and Altuve is like right here. It's awesome. It's just one of the things that I love about him, is that he defies the odds to be playing on such a high level. You know, it's really amazing. They're showing some highlights from the Phillies game in London where Bryce Harper does like the soccer type slide. It was pretty lame though, because it wasn't in the grass and he didn't slide very far. He did it in the dirt. Pretty silly. It's funny, but pretty silly. Yeah, I'm so happy that my first stream with the Astros, I got to see an Altuve home run, got to call that. That makes me happy. You know, it's not a playoff game, but it is against the Rangers, and can't stand the Rangers. I just want the Astros to destroy them every time they play. Once again, I'll remind you guys who are listening, if you're interested in getting or hearing the game call tomorrow or the next day, then make sure you subscribe and turn notifications on. For those of you who are familiar with YouTube, I'm sure you already know how to do that, but for those of you who don't, whenever you click subscribe, you will not be automatically notified whenever I have a new live stream coming up. You will actually have to click the pull down on the subscribe button and change the bell. There's a little bell icon you can turn on to get notifications for all videos. And my purpose for this channel is to only do live streams for two teams. And during baseball, it's the Astros, and during American football, it's the LSU Tigers. But if you're wondering why I don't call any Houston Texans games or Houston Cougars or something, you know, some Houston team, it's because I didn't grow up being the fans of those teams. I lived between Louisiana and Texas, and I just grew up naturally being an Oilers, Rockets, Astros, and Tigers fan. But anyway, Bryan Abreu is now on the mound. Very quickly tosses 2 balls to Jonah Heim. So the count's 2-0. He's coming in already with a third pitch. Right down the middle, Heim goes way up high on it, but thankfully the park is going to contain it. Myers gets under it and takes it for out number 1. It didn't quite get to the warning track, but it seemed like a pretty well hit ball, but it just kind of died. It didn't have the power that Myers and Bregman's home run had. Excellent. So good start for Abreu with a fly out. That brings up Taveras. First pitch to him is right on that corner, that bottom outside corner, for strike 1. He takes it for strike 1. Abreu gets the sign. Here comes the pitch. Oh, nice pitch. A breaking ball starting from the outside corner and then coming back into the middle of the zone at the bottom for strike 2. Taveras just takes that one. So it's 0-2. Here comes the third pitch. That one is way down into the dirt. Didn't trick anybody with that one. So that's ball 1. Abreu wanting to change the ball for some reason. They gave him a new one after that one, but he didn't like it, so he wanted a different one. He seems to like the feel of that ball, so he gets the sign, comes set, and here's the 1-2 pitch against Taveras. Whoa! Almost takes off Taveras' head with a 97-mile-per-hour heater, but he's able to get back out of the way and almost fall down in the process. That's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Here comes the pitch. That one was the good baiter. Abreu went back to that breaking ball, but this time it fooled Taveras. He went around and they got the strikeout. Excellent. So 2 up and 2 down so far here in the top of the 7th inning for Bryan Abreu. That's interesting. They just showed a stat about Nolan Ryan. He was the first $1 million player in baseball. I didn't know that. It's pretty interesting. So now we have Jankowski up. He takes a strike. Quickly, Abreu goes back in his windup for a second pitch, and this one is on the outside corner for ball 1. Or off the outside corner, should I say, not on it. But Jankowski is a left-handed DH. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. That one's high in the zone, and he singles it into left field. Dubon out there to field it and bring it into second base. Jankowski is on with his first hit of the game. So Abreu is not able to have a clean inning. unless for some reason they get Jankowski out on stealing. And that brings up Marcus Semien. Here comes the first pitch. High in the zone. Ooh, that was a good pitch. Don't know how Semien was able to lay off of that one, but ball one, just a little too high in the zone to be called a strike, but it was a really good pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. Jankowski on first. 2 outs. Here comes the second pitch. Another one high and a little outside. And Jankowski does steal, but they let him go. And now he's on second base with 2 balls and no strikes on Marcus Semien. Runner in scoring position. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. High again, but this one's inside. So 3 straight pitches are too high for Abreu. 1 in the center of the zone, 1 on the outside, and 1 on the inside. He's pitching in the same high spot, but just different locations. 3 balls and no strikes. Here comes the 3-0 count pitch. Right down the middle, 96 miles an hour, called strike. Semien was taking it all the way. I don't know. With 2 outs, maybe I would have swung at that. Maybe I would have been swinging at anything close. Here comes the pitch. Exactly where that first ball was, high above the zone. So Abreu walks him on 5 pitches. All 4 balls were too high and out of the zone. Diaz takes a break, comes out to the mound with Bregman to talk to Abreu. This is unfortunate because started off so good, comes right out, gets the first 2 outs here in the top of the 7th, and now we have 2 runners on 2 outs. And Abreu's up to 16 pitches. That's not bad, but could have very easily been out of the inning by now. Now he's facing Corey Seager. Seager had actually his career versus Abreu is 2 for 7 with a double and 2 walks. He's got 1 hit. And that hit is a home run, a 2-run shot. His last at bat. First pitch is a ball. Abreu gets ready for a second pitch. Comes set, and here it comes. Oh, that one is fouled off of Seager's foot. On the bottom inside corner, a nice sinker. They're showing the replay. Let's see where he hits himself. I was off his back foot, his back left foot. The pitch was very low and inside, and Seager took a hard swing at it and just fouled it off his back foot. And as walking around, the trainer is checking with him to see if he's okay. It looks like he's going to wave him off. I don't think he's going to be coming out. He pointed at his toe. It looks like it came off the top of his foot. They're discussing it right now. It doesn't appear like he wants to come out of the game. Yep, he's walking back into the batter's box. He's going to stay in. Glad to see that he's not, or at least he appears to not be injured too badly, but he appears to be gritting his teeth. I don't think that he's either putting on a show that he's in pain a little bit, or he's really in pain a little bit and just doesn't want to come out of the game. But the count is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 runners on with 2 outs. Here comes the pitch from Abreu. And Seager, he hits a single right past Altuve, and that will score 1 run. McCormick is able to quickly come in and get it and keep them from getting another run, but that gives the Rangers 3 and puts them within 3. So right now, because of that single, that ground ball single, just through the gap between Altuve and Pena, it was just too far for Altuve to get to. He dove, he just couldn't get there. And because of that, we now have the tying run at the plate with Smith. Josh Smith is up. Smith has no hits in this game so far. In the very first pitch, he takes for a strike. He walked his first at bat and then has 2 strikeouts. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. here in the top of the 7th. Abreu brings in the second pitch. Inside for a foul ball down the first baseline. Strike 2. So really quickly, Smith gets down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. There are 2 outs. Runners on first and third. And Abreu is getting the sign from Diaz. He comes set on the mound. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. Oh, did he go around? Yes, he did. The ball's in the dirt, but he went around and he knew it immediately. He didn't even try to run to first. He just walked to the dugout. Strike 3. Good one. So, unfortunately, Abreu does give up a run. That was really, really unfortunate considering how he started off with 2 outs and then allowed the Rangers to come back and get a run. That was really ridiculous, but at least the damage is limited and the Astros are still up by 3. And here are the stats so far in the game. We're going into the bottom of the 7th with the Astros up 6-3. The first inning, the Rangers were threatening to get some runs, but Brown was able to get out of it. After that, for the next few innings, Brown put up goose eggs. So in the second and third inning, I believe there were double plays that got them out of the inning. Fourth inning, I think, is the one where Hunter Brown had 3 up and 3 down, essentially. But to the first 5 innings, the Astros had goose eggs against the Rangers until Seager hit the 2-run shot in the 6th. And then in the 7th, they added one more with the single up the middle between Pena and Altuve, giving them 3 runs on 7 hits. And they also had 2 errors. The Rangers have had 2 errors. The Astros have had no errors. But the Astros, despite not coming up with anything in the first 2 innings, they were able to score consistently from then on. So in the 3rd inning, they had 1. In the 4th inning, they had 1. The 5th inning, they had 1. And in the last inning, in the bottom of the 6th, they had 3. The Astros have hit a few home runs, including Altuve's awesome 3-run shot in the bottom of the 6th, the last inning. And Alex Bregman's shot to the exact same spot that Myers also had a shot to in left center field. So the Astros are up with 8 hits and 6 runs. Great stuff. Okay, so it looks like the Rangers have a new pitcher again. Jonathan Hernandez, ERA of 3.9 over 32 innings. He will be facing Yainer Diaz, who hits the very first pitch right into center field for a base hit. Excellent way to start the bottom of the 7th with a lead-off first pitch single. That was a slider in the middle outside area of the zone, and Diaz was able to get the fat part of the bat on it and just plunk it out into left center field. All right, that brings up Jeremy Pena, who puts it, looks like it's going to be a double play ball. He hits it straight over to the second baseman, who is able to turn the double play. They barely get Pena at first base. So just like that, the Astros go from having a runner on with no outs to having nobody on with 2 outs. That brings up our first Astro home run guy of the game, Jake Myers. First pitch to him is right down the middle, 90 miles an hour, and he takes it for a strike. That was a beautiful pitch to be hitting, and he just took it. Hernandez only has 3 pitches so far. That's crazy. Here's the next pitch to Myers. Myers checks his swing, and that will be ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike against Myers. Hernandez comes in with the next pitch. Myers pops it up. Looks like it's going to be taken by the second baseman, and he's able to get it, no problem. So that's it real quick. Just 5 pitches. Hernandez comes in, throws 5 pitches to the Astros, and the inning is over just like that. So Astros get nothing. They put up a goose egg for the first time since the 2nd inning here in the bottom of the 7th. And once again, MLB is showing the same silly quiz thing with Aaron Judge that they've shown to me like 1,000 times. It would be more interesting, I think, if during the commercial breaks they showed highlights and information and quizzes that are related to the 2 teams that are playing right now rather than just their generic. I realize that would require more time and energy, manpower and money and stuff, but I just think that it would make the platform more interesting and applicable, relatable to the current game. Especially since you have to pay for these subscriptions. These subscriptions aren't cheap. So, let's take a look at who's coming up. The Astros have another pitching change. So, for the top of the 8th here, they're bringing in Ryan Presley. Not surprising. If Hader is good, if he's rested, I would imagine they're going to bring him in for the 9th. That's just my guess. They're up by 3. Maybe they do. Since they're bringing in Presley, I guess they will bring in Hader. But he will be facing Wyatt Langford. Langford has no hits in this game. Presley's ERA right now is 3.79 over 35.2 innings. 41 strikeouts, 11 bases on balls. Very first pitch for Langford is a strike. So no balls, 1 strike. Second one is in the dirt. That will even up the count at 1-1. One and one to Langford. Presley working out of the stretch. Here comes the 3rd pitch. Inside bottom corner, fouled back and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Langford. Presley gets the call. Here comes the pitch. Beautiful movement on that pitch. But Langford is able to lay off. It looked like it was coming straight down the middle and then went way outside. But it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Presley. He grounds it to Pena. Pena over to first. In the dirt, but no problem for Singleton, who's able to scoop it up and get the out. So 1 away here in the top of the 8th for Presley and the Astros. That's going to bring up Garcia, who actually does have a single his last at bat. He put into right field. And he was also hit by pitch the bat before that. First pitch is low in the zone, but he flies it up to center field. Myers is under it. Hauls it in, no problem for out number 2. Very good. Nice big pop up, no problem on 1 pitch. That's what we like to see. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's 2 outs now in the top of the 8th. Now, in the last inning, Abreu was able to get 2 outs and then proceeded to put guys on base and give up a run. Let's see if Presley can shut them down right here with 2 outs. Here's the first pitch. And that's right down the middle to, who's at bat now? Lowe. My information isn't changing properly on the screen, so I have to look it up manually. Nathaniel Lowe is batting. His career versus Presley is 3 for 9 with 4 strikeouts. And first pitch he fouled off, but the second pitch here is way outside. So we got 1-1 against Lowe. Presley comes set. Here's the third pitch. Right? Curve in the zone. He fouls it off down the first baseline on the ground. So that'll be strike 2 on Lowe. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Presley ahead in the count here. The crowd's cheering a little bit, trying to get the strikeout. Presley gets the call he wants, and here comes the pitch. Low and inside, ball 2. That was not a bad pitch. The placement was off, unfortunately. All right, here we go. With 2-2 pitch. That one was a good one. Strikeout. High and outside. If he had let it go, it would have been ball 3. But I guess he just couldn't lay off. And Lowe strikes out. That's the way the last inning should have ended. Good job by Presley. 3 up and 3 down. The Astros will come up here in the bottom of the 8th. Leadoff batter for the Astros in this half of the inning is John Singleton. John Singleton has a very hard hit double off the top of the wall earlier this game. It looked like it could have been gone, but he just barely missed a home run. Unfortunately, they stranded him on base. He wasn't able to score. But after that, we've got Dubon and McCormick slated to come up. For those of you who are listening and haven't subscribed, feel free to subscribe. This is literally my first game to ever call for the Astros. And I called, I think, 3 games. I've called 3 games for a Japanese team here in Hiroshima, the Hiroshima Carp. But I realized a couple of things, that if I'm going to call their games sometimes, it's going to have to be just purely hobby. And unfortunately, since I'm studying Japanese, I don't really have time to spend a few hours doing just something as a hobby. So I really wanted to make sure that I could build an audience, and that's my hope anyway. And during the baseball season, I'd like to call Astros games. During the football season, I'd like to call the LSU Tiger games. It's just my favorite football team. I don't watch NFL. But I just stopped because I was an Oilers fan, and my heart got broken by the Oilers when they left. They moved the team, and I just stopped caring about NFL. So as a result, I'm split. You know, I like Louisiana State University for football, college football, and I like the Houston Astros for Major League Baseball. But I'm also really not into NBA anymore. I just don't really care too much about that. John Singleton takes a ball way outside for the first pitch. And Hernandez is still in the game. Makes sense because he only threw like 5 pitches the last inning. The second pitch is right down the gut, and Singleton takes it for strike 1. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the third pitch from Hernandez. That one's also right down the middle. Singleton gets around on it, but doesn't quite get all of it, and he flies out to Garcia in right field. That could have very easily been a home run for Singleton if he had gotten a little higher on that ball, but he popped it up just too much and he flew out. So that's out number 1 for the Astros here in the bottom of the 8th. That will bring up Mauricio Dubon. Doobie. First pitch to him from Hernandez is too far inside for a ball. Ball 1. So we got a walk for Dubon the last at bat to see if he can actually do something with his stick here. This one's right down the middle, and he takes a light swing at it and just softly floats it out to center field. So I don't know what he was thinking about there. Just a pretty weak throw the bat out there kind of swing, and out number 2. There's a poll right now who's going to be the MVP of the Lone Star Series this weekend versus the Rangers. Right now, Yordan Alvarez is leading by 1% over Altuve at 32%. He's going to have to pick it up if he wants to be the MVP. Right now, Altuve, my favorite guy is Altuve. I have to always pick him, but he's with that one swing, that 3-run homer, he's already got it going on right now for MVP. McCormick takes a hack at the first pitch, fouls it off for strike 1. Gets back in the box. Hernandez is bringing pitch number 2. Low and in the zone. McCormick flies that up to Garcia in right field. What's the deal with the Astros this inning? 3 fly balls. 3 soft, easy fly balls. 2 to right field and 1 to center field. And that ends the inning. So Hernandez looks like he has the Astros number because he just went through them in 5 pitches in the 7th inning. In this inning, he had, I don't know, maybe no more than 6 pitches and got them all to fly out. Just 1, 2, 3. No problem. Maybe they should have had him come in earlier. But it's fine by me as long as the Astros are scoring runs. All right. Let's see who we've got coming up here for the Rangers. Now this is the top of the 9th inning. They're showing some highlights of the one of the Astros Rangers games last year. Corey Seager home run. Not very interested in seeing that. But let's see here. Josh Heim apparently is coming up to bat. He's got 1 walk, no hits. It looks like Presley is going to stay in the game. According to my information, Presley is going to stay in the game. So that's interesting. We'll see if that's correct whenever the game goes live again. They're showing a picture of Hader on the screen, but okay, they did. Okay, they finally changed it. They updated it. Hader is coming in. Josh Hader is coming in and replacing Presley. He's got 41 innings pitched so far with an ERA of 3.95, 65 strikeouts and 12 walks. But he's been giving up too many home runs, which has been an issue. For those of you who watched or saw the highlights of the Minnesota games with Correa, we don't want to talk about that. Heim swings and fouls off the first pitch. Strike 1. Here comes the second pitch from Hader. High and outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Astros just 3 outs away from wrapping up this first game with a decisive victory over the Rangers at home in Houston at Minute Maid Park. Here comes the third pitch. Good high fastball. Heim can't get around on it in time and whiffs for strike 2. It seems like pretty much all of these pitchers, so Presley and Hader and Brown, have tattoos all the way down one arm. But Hader it's on his, yeah, they put it on their glove arm. That's strange. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. On the outside corner, he gets him to swing around, a really weak half swing, but strikes him out. Yep. He just kind of threw his bat out there trying to, I guess he was trying to foul it off because he was protecting the strike zone, I guess, to keep from striking out, but he missed it completely and struck out anyway. So that's good. 1 out. That brings up Taveras. Taveras is over 3 with 2 strikeouts today. Here comes the first pitch to him. Heat right on the inside corner there, and he swings around and misses for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike on Taveras. I'm sorry. Hill. Once again, my information didn't update. I apologize for that. Derek Hill is pinch hitting for Taveras. His average is 268. This is his first at bat of the game. Second pitch, he swings and misses again. This is strike 2. So no balls, 2 strikes on Derek Hill. Hader's up to just 6 pitches. Here comes the third pitch. Low and in the dirt. Yonder gets a new ball and tosses it out to Hader. That's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Hill. Hader from the hill, pitching to Hill. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Right in the zone, and he can't get around on it in time. He throws the heat past Hill. Those outside fastballs seem to be eating the Rangers' lunch. That's 2 strikeouts on similar pitches in this inning for Hader. So just like that, in 8 pitches, Hader's got 2 strikeouts. So the Astros are just 1 out away. 1 out away from ending this game and taking game 1 at home against the Texas Rangers. Here comes the first pitch against Grossman, Robbie Grossman. Robbie Grossman is pinch hitting for Jankowski. He's hitting .250 this season. First pitch is a ball. Here's the second. Low and in the zone, but it's a strike. Hader cruises it in there. He takes it looking for strike 1. That's 1 ball and 1 strike against Robbie Grossman. Hader comes set. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. On the outside corner, but a little too far outside. Grossman takes it for ball 2. Hader 1 ground ball, fly ball away from the third out. Or now 1 strike. That was a foul ball. 2-2 count versus Grossman. 1 strike here will end the game. Crowd once again getting on their feet, cheering, looking for that strikeout, looking for that final out to send the Rangers quietly back to their dressing room. Here comes the 2-2 pitch right down the middle, 97 miles per hour. He skies it up. Singleton over in foul territory, puts it away for out number 3. And the lights start flickering at Minute Maid Park. And that's going to be it for game number 1. The Astros win this one with a final score of 6-3. The deciding runs of the game determined by Jose Altuve's 3-run shot, without which they would be going into extra innings right now. So this is the Astros' 10th straight home win this year, which is the longest streak they've had at home in 20 years. You heard that right. So in the past 20 years, from 2003, let me make this a little bigger here. Yeah, I think I can make that bigger, and I can move that to the top. Yep. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to change that so you can see me a little better. In 2004, the Astros had a long winning streak of more than 10 games at home. And then in the 20 years since then, they haven't been able to have such a streak. And of course, for those of you who've been fans of the Astros for more than a couple of years, you know that they recently had some big issues, last year in particular, with winning at home. And when they played the 7-game series with the Rangers, they couldn't win any. Neither team could win a game at home. So the Astros won all of their games in Arlington, basically, wherever you want to call it, where they play, Fort Worth, whatever. And then the Rangers beat the Astros in every game in Houston. It was ridiculous. If the Astros had just won just one game at home, they would have taken that series and gone on to the World Series, but they couldn't do it. They just struggled at winning at home, and right now they've got a really nice streak going, the best streak in 20 years, so that's awesome. But for now, that's really all I appreciate all of you joining. There was no chat, but I really do encourage you to join, subscribe rather, and come back in for the next game. I think it went all right. I'm going to look for some better software so that we can get some more information on the screen, give some more detail about the game so you can see, besides just hearing my voice and seeing the score from ESPN on the screen. Hopefully things will improve and you can really enjoy the experience that you have here. But anyway, for now, that's it. I appreciate you joining and hope to see you again tomorrow. For now, that's it.